movie, they couldn't put everything in the movie because what happened in that house, and you can actually visit the house, and it's actually pretty scary, pretty freaking scary investigating the house, all the spirits. But the story is a bit, crazy, I guess you could say. So this is basically from my notes I read, research, and all sorts of stuff that I've known, and I've actually done, ghost hunting before and paranormal investigations. Heck, I even have an artifact. I even have a haunted and cursed doll that I'm learning from and communicating with, which of course I keep in a safe spot since spirits can be unpredictable sometimes. But to the story, even though I'm a Christian, but Alright, so this is basically a story for the Conjuring house story. And fun fact, the Annabelle doll actually was never in the Conjuring house. That was in the movie. But in the actual, real life, the Annabelle doll was actually in a different house altogether. I believe it was a different family. It was a different family too. But here we go. The Conjuring movie follows the parent. This is what I got from Google. The Perron families move into the old Arnold Estate farmhouse in Harrisville, Rhode Island, which you can actually visit. But of course, right now it's booked all the way through the end of 2022. So you probably wouldn't be able to tour until at least 2023, which me and the team are hoping to do. The estate sat on 200 acres of farm land and was established in the 1700s. There were many deaths on the land since it was established. Many deaths that suggest the presence of a supernatural and even evil spirits. Let's go for the Google search. And then the Conjuring House actually was originally investigated by Anne and Lorraine Warren, who were Catholics and demonologists. And demonology is basically the study of demons. And they're the only, Ed and Lorraine Warren, when they were alive, were the only ones recognized by the Catholic Church, right? Christian Church, really, as demonologists. The Perron family moved into the house in the 1970s. Nothing wild happened at first. However, shortly after they moved in, things were starting to happen, like odd noises in rooms without anybody in there. A Perron family member that claimed that there was a white malevolent spirit, which believed to be a poltergeist, which is not a spirit you want to mess with. They're pretty dangerous spirits. Like a poltergeist, you would need someone who's experienced to handle that kind of stuff. That tortured the girls in a horrible way that even today she declines to talk about. Back then and for today, how traumatic it was for her and her sisters because of how it was. When things got bad, they thought about leaving but couldn't afford another home since they recently bought the farmhouse at the time. So instead of leaving, they decided to stick it out. Which my thing is, from what I see in paranormal investigating and stuff, and just what they went through, like everything from the actual what Lorraine said, their family, and what's on Google. I would have taken a small apartment or even lived in a hotel than living in this farmhouse. If I had a house that was that haunted and that bad, I would have gotten excuse me for the language, I would have gotten the hell out of there as soon as I could. The events that happened in the Conjuring house in real life was worse than what it was like in the movies, which is true. I mean, just about anybody who visited the house or has the house even said the same exact thing. Even the original owners even said the same thing. The owners that have it now. Objects in the house were being moved, items in the house going missing. A woman named Carolyn did some research on the Conjuring house history, like the house history, and found out some disturbing things. First, she found out that a family of 8 generations lived at the farmhouse, which at first you figure, it's not too bad, it's nothing to worry about. But then all of them died on location due to horrible situations. And the crazy part is one of them actually died by suicide on the tree on the farm. And let's see. Got more notes, but there's so many notes. Yeah, the several children died by drowning in a nearby lake. One was murdered, and a few had been hanged in the attic. There was a woman named Bathsheba who was a local and she believed to be a witch. And she went to trial for some messed up stuff that she did, but fortunately it wasn't proven that she was a witch. So we'll never know. Nobody will ever know for sure if she was a witch or a demon worshiper. But it was believed that she was. But as far as we know, it was just accusations and not proven. She had 3 children that never made it past the age of 7, which is, obviously suspicious. Why would it, anybody would. One of the 3 children had a puncture wound, really like in the back of the head, right above the neck. Literally a puncture wound. And not a small, like a deep puncture wound. Which, like how would that happen? That's really, really suspicious. Like, anybody would, which was suspicious, obviously. Bathsheba was also accused of sacrificing her own children, which of course was unfortunately not proven, so we're not, that's just speculation too. It's believed that one of the spirits that haunts the Conjuring house is Bathsheba. She is one of the most well-documented ghosts in the house. And there's actually a spirit there that says it's Bathsheba. It says, and just from, proof, I've seen videos of it, it seems like anybody goes in there and says, like, they really all believe this because this Bathsheba that doesn't like it when you say she's a witch in the house. Kind of seems like, just like she'll say in the spirit box, which, helps you communicate with the ghost, like, usually get out, or go away, or calls you a, the B word, B-C-H, so I'm not going to say on here, because there's kids watching. So it could be wrong, because demons as spirits can manipulate you and lie to you, so it could be that, but it's not entirely sure. Bathsheba's grave isn't far from the real-life Conjuring house. It's a mile deep in the woods from the house. There's a lot of bodies buried on the actual property of the house in the back. Long story short, lots of people have passed away at the Conjuring house. Paranormal investigators and visitors say they may get a feeling of chest or back pain when entering the house and feeling of discomfort, which is just about everybody. They always have this feeling of discomfort. Some guy actually passed out in one room, went unconscious, and his buddies had to help him get consciousness and stuff. Lorraine Warren did a seance with his wife and the mother of the Pear family, and she was said to be talking in mouths, cursing, saying a bunch of unknown words, eyes rolled back of her head, and even levitating. The Pear family freaked out about the mother being possessed during the scene, and they kicked out and banned Ed and Lorraine Warren after that from the house, and the Pear family father actually punched Ed Lorraine right in his face before he banned them. Then the father of the Pear family the deaths of the house include 2 hanging suicides inside the home, a poison suicide, 2 drownings, and 4 men that froze to death. The girls of the family noticed that the spirits at first they were peaceful and calm, with some actually kissed them on the forehead before they went to bed. But then the good spirits kissed them on the forehead before they sleep. But eventually they came in contact with some angry, not so good spirits. Bathsheba Sherman, being one of them, was believed to be a witch, and by others a Satanist. It's believed that she is the cause of death for the neighbor's children, but so far it has been enough evidence to prove that claim. And there's a little more to the story. I have to hurry up and pick up my friend from work, so I have to, pretty soon, a few minutes, so I have to really hurry up and get there. So this is going to be end part 1. I'm going to get back on try and see if we can do part 2 to finish the story. So I guess, so make sure to tune in for that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff, and I'll work on the second part of the story.